How to live a guilt-free life. In case we haven't met yet, I'm jessxgoh. I'm the sole founder of Life in Confidence. And I think it's really important to, first of all, distinguish what is healthy guilt and what is toxic guilt. Because when we feel guilty, there's all sorts of reasons as to why. But we need to understand that guilt can be healthy because it's testing our sense of judgment of what's right and what's wrong. So if you know that you did something wrong and you feel guilty about it, that's healthy because it's telling you that, hey, you need to restore integrity with this behavior. But then you have this other form of guilt where you have a tendency to feel guilty for not being able to be enough to others or to meet their expectations or to meet their needs. And that can really blur the lines of a healthy boundary as well as defining your self-worth. And this comes from the behaviors and patterns of a dysfunctional family dynamic, in particular childhood trauma number 3, the humanitarian, where during toddler phase, 18 months to 3 years of life, you had in particular a mother who was very overprotective and manipulative and wanted you to be sheltered, to be safe, to be a good boy or a good girl, to put you in this box, to meet her expectations of what you should be to her and to society. And if you don't meet those expectations or those standards, then she would criticize you and you feel bad about it because you're not being reassured that your behaviors are actually okay and healthy. That being yourself is being a part of finding your own identity and being an individual. So the way I approach guilt is about how can you reframe your emotions around guilt. And it's exactly the way that I've just explained it to you. Is this guilt healthy or is this guilt dysfunctional? Toxic? Is it coming from the programming of my family dynamic? And so the way I see it is that if I feel guilty for something that I actually deserve, like I know in my heart, I actually deserve this. You know, it could be something like having someone paying for a meal for me, right? And it's just me learning to graciously to say thank you. But deep down I feel guilty because I feel like, oh, I'm a financial burden to them. Oh, I should, pay for the bill or, at least pay 50-50, whatever it is, right? So sometimes that can come up for me, or if someone has given me money or a gift, there's sometimes a resistance to receiving it. And what I do now is that I use this mantra. And this mantra that I use as a part of my self-care routine on a daily basis is, I serve, I deserve. I serve, I deserve. I serve, I deserve. Because it's exactly right. All of the good things that I do in life, whether it's helping my clients to recover from trauma, whether it's cleaning up the beaches by picking up rubbish and put in the bin, whether it's donating money to charity or giving my leftovers to the homeless, or supporting a local business owner that is running a brick and mortars business and they're struggling. And I decided, you know what, even though, I don't feel that I feel the need to spend money, but I do feel called to help out this business owner. And you know what, I don't mind their delicious meals. I don't mind, getting myself dressed up in this beautiful clothing because I'm more than happy to help them out. So there are different ways that I actually do good in the world. And I've realized, well, hold on, if I'm doing good in the world, then I should be divinely compensated for it too. And ever since then, I don't really have a resistance to receiving. It just happens a lot more naturally because I reframe my perspective of what's my self-worth. What is the fairness in what I give out to the world, and what is the fairness for me to receive that back to me? So when I receive, that actually supports me in so many different ways. So then I can continue that cycle of giving and receiving, giving and receiving. The other thing is that you need to let go of comparing yourself to others. So if you're seeing someone else having it good in their life, so for example, I could easily compare myself to my brother, who is 2 years younger than me. He earns really great money in the banking industry. He owns a home, although he's still paying off the mortgage because homes in Sydney these days are ludicrous. And he's married, he's got 2 kids, and his in-laws are pretty well off. And he gets financially supported by the in-laws with the mortgage. So I could say to myself, well, I'm single, I'm renting, I don't have that financial support that I could get from anyone. I have to rely on myself. I don't have a rich sugar daddy to rely on. Not that I want one. And if I keep myself in that space, of course I would be miserable. I wouldn't be able to see what I'm capable of in receiving. And so the way I see it is, if he can do it, then I can do it too. If he can have it, then I can have it too. Because my brother is no better than me. He is no worse than me either. We're all human beings. We're all the same. So whenever you see someone who's got it good, you need to reframe that and say, you know what? That person is just the same as me. That person is just another human being. That person is just on another different life path to me. That person has different gifts and skill sets and experiences to me. And what we both offer is different, and there's nothing wrong with that. And so if I can recognize those traits and qualities within myself in him, then I stop seeing my brother on a pedestal. I start seeing him as my equal. Well, if he can do it, I can do it too. Well, hold on. I had 2 investment properties in the past when I was 24. You know, if I could do it back then, I can do it too. I know it's a different ball game with property right now, but it's just coming back with that mentality. You know, if I can do it, or if he can do it, I can do it too. If you are really struggling with guilt and not being able to be receptive in receiving all of the goodness in what life has to offer to you because of the trauma and repressed emotions that is blocking you from you being receptive, you might want to check out my signature online trauma recovery program called Rebuild Your Self-Worth. Simply click on the link below and it will bring you to a different page where you can learn more about my potent trauma recovery techniques that I update time to time as I upgrade my skill set and my life experiences, so you get upgraded too in all areas of your life, including abundance, and how you can incorporate the ability to process your triggers, to rise above emotional chaos, and how you can reconnect yourself to your own true nature, which is the light that's in your heart. And if you feel that you got something out of this video, I would love for you to subscribe my YouTube channel, give it a like, comment below, share it with your loved ones who are in need of this information right now. And may you remember to be the light that's in your heart.